Hi, today we are going to see into an error if you're working on XILINX or Fin because if you want to generate FPGA accelerators, the Fin is a very good tool to work on. And while you are working on it and you develop your own models, maybe you come through an error which is a multi-threshold 3 signed output requires activation value less than 0, because when you are using a signed output for a specific node, that's multi-threshold node. It can be 3, it can be any for a specific node. I came through this error, so I thought it's better to put a video on the solution of it. So let's start by creating this error. So what I do is I'm going to create this error. For that I have already created my ONNX file, so I just copy this file. I just want to show you, because when this error comes when you are applying when you are converting your ONNX nodes into an HLS nodes. So while converting this into HLS nodes, you come through this. So what I'm doing is, because I already have that file with me, so I'm just going to run this transformation which you already find on XILINX and Fin. So I'm running it. So you will see, we will find out an error which calls multi-threshold 3 signed output requires activation value less than 0, and this is the transformation which we applied to convert it to an HLS node, and when it goes through, it comes on the error of 850 and 851, which says signed output requires activation value 0. So now I will lead you to this file as well. So if you see, this file is in this of your location, whatever your location is for your Fin. So you go to the Fin and then source and so on. You will go to that py file. So I already had that file open with me. So because I was already working on it, so don't bother about these few lines which I just changed just to check and rectify to correct my my errors. Okay, so this is the line which actually causes the error. Okay, there is another line. Okay, this probably it says 851, but probably this is the line which was causing it. Activation values, custom operation, get node attributes, out bias. So this is the value. So when you are going to extract, what you are doing is basically you are taking this activation value from consumer. Consumer is basically a specific node which is coming in under a multi-threshold node, because I came through with this error. So it's going on to that node and then finding out bias value. So I will let you know, because if you don't have the out bias value, it picks by default value of 0. So for that, there is another location of the multi-threshold.py file, which is again the specification where you can find it. It is basically XILINX and custom operation file. You can find it in a general inside of that. So if you get to that point, so you will see if you are defining output bias, it will get output bias from your node. If you haven't defined that output bias, so it will pick this value 0.0. So it seems the error seems that it's getting the 0.0 value. That's why it's requiring the value to be less than 0, because we are using a signed output for that data type. Why we are using the signed data type, I will lead you to that as well. So let's go over here. Okay, so this is my ONNX file which I already opened over there. So if you see, this is the multi-threshold 2 having output bias -1, and this is the multi-threshold value which does not have the output bias. So when it does not have the output bias, it goes to that by default value of 0.0, and by taking that 0.0 value into activation value 0, so when you have the activation value of 0, it basically comes here, and because it is not less than 0 and you are using assigned values, you are not using bipolars, or you are not using any other data types, or you are using assigned, that's the integer might be you're using in your nodes. So that's why it's an integer and it requires activation values less than 0. That's why you are seeing this error which is actually showing you for your consumer node. So if I see into this multi-threshold, it also specifies me integer 2. So integer 2 is assigned number system, and that's why it needs output bias value less than 0. So a solution to this is basically what I do. I just picked up this file which is causing the error, because the error specifies me what exactly was the node which was causing the error. So I go to that node And by going on to this multi-threshold node, I take the name and just print the attributes. So I see these are the attributes which I have the output data type and out data layout, but does not have the out bias which is required of -1.0. That's why it's taking the 0.0 value by default. So what I do, I make a new attribute by using a helper function of onnx, and by that I make an attribute of -1 of output bias -1.0, and then I make a new attribute append to a already node which is a multi-threshold. So I append it and then I print it, and now I can see out bias value of -1.0, right? So once you do it using a fin, you have to apply these two transformations, which are basically InferShapes, InferDataTypes, whatever you change it made. So it will make the node according to that. So I have run this and I have saved this as a test file with a different name. So we'll see if we get to the same error or not this time, right? So what I'm doing is, instead of doing this, what I'm doing is I'm going to change this file because I already updated it. So I'm just going to run this command. So if you see when I run this command, so it does not comes up in any without any error. And why specifically I selected this -1 is because this first three nodes are of a same layer which I'm using. So because they were same, so I just go through the other node which has the out bias value of -1. I went to the another multi-threshold value which also has the output bias of -1, and I'm using the same integer 2. So it's the same layer which I was repeating, but due to some transformation, because it was not appearing, so I changed it manually. So that's why I selected this -1.0 value. So while you are changing, the solution is a direction that where you can actually find out how you can actually find out the solution to this, and you will get rid of this error at least. So once you get rid of this error, you see that this is the model that has been converted into HLS nodes, which can be fed to a build function of the XILINX fin, sorry. And this is the parent model, and that's the node model. So thank you for that. Thank you so much.